Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the Hapless Heroes. The Lord Captain, Quinn Southwind!
No, I am the captain.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to an extra special episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and I am your host and DM. So, when we last left off on the show, we kind of left you on a bit of a cliffhanger where the party had encountered a very large spherical creature with many eye stalks that some of you have put together what it might be.
Giant floating meatball with eyes.
Ascended Prime Servitor.
But tonight we're
At first I thought it was like flying spaghetti monster-ish, but then like the more you described it, I was like, oh wait, no, never mind.
Yeah.
That's still how I'm picturing it.
Wait, that's not what it is?
That might
I think it's more like
Yeah.
I think it's more like a flying meatball within the spaghetti monster
Right.
entourage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, your perception of that might change.
No, it won't. It won't.
But until then,
Nope.
we're actually going to take it back a little bit. We have a smaller crew tonight, and we're going to explore a little bit and kind of start just tying some loose ends and bring us back to the present. Because it's been a long time since we've checked in our crew.
I feel like loose ends is sort of our brand.
Yeah.
But okay, if you say so, let's tie them up, I guess.
If we tie too many loose ends, we're going to have to fray the knot again.
It's beyond repair, James. So, like at this point, I'm really just grabbing whatever loose ends I can find and making a story out of it. So speaking of making stories, the Hapless crew, consisting of Toastdaker Grundleplinth III, the Dwarf Dorfson, and Pregnart,
And Nikki Six.
Oh my god.
have been keeping an eye on Sir Shipsalot for quite some time and have not heard from the heroes in a while, since before the airship crash, since before the fall of Tarantus.
Yeah, our characters haven't checked in on these guys,
No.
so it's probably a good idea for us to do that.
Well, to be fair, they were going through a minor apocalypse followed by an airship crash.
Right.
Yeah, a lot happened.
So tonight we're gonna kind of bring it back to them. We're gonna set the time back a little bit. We're gonna bring things back about a month, right when the our heroes, our main party, had gone into a coma after their crash.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm gonna introduce our party for this evening. This wacky cast of characters that's going to be joining us tonight. We have first Zach as Pregnart.
Oh, hello. It's me, I'm back.
We're all very excited.
I'm so excited. It's me, pregnant. I like to be here.
And to his left, we have John as Dr. Dedu.
It is I, Dr. Dedu.
That's going to be relevant later. To his left, Dave as Toastdaker Grundleplinth III. And finally,
Shot out of a cannon.
I was picturing more of a trapeze.
So he's coming back.
And finally, James as the Dwarf Dorfson.
Hey, buddy.
So, you guys have been sitting in port for a long time. Kind of minding your business. I'm going to be very interested to find out
I'm minding my business.
Yeah, how you've been spending that time. But some odd happenings have been going on around the city of High Rock over the last few months. The most noteworthy is that religious martial law has been established, and a bunch of temples of the old gods have crumbled to the ground.
Probably like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, namely those of Coralon, Pelor, and Moradin.
Yeah, we did that.
So
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't do it.
right, and so you guys have been trying to keep to yourselves. Like, the streets are no longer the hustle and bustle they used to be. There's like, essential personnel walking around, but I mean, there's curfews now. Like, there's like paladins and clerics patrolling the city on horseback, just checking in and making, trying to keep the peace, because there were riots and uprisings here because everyone was just panicking at what this could mean. You guys have heard news, and rumors floating around about something happening in Tarantus, and this, that they're all like, we're all doomed. There's like doomsayers in the streets shouting things like the end is nigh.
Do they know that? Has the word traveled that Tarantus is just gone?
Because that was about a month ago, right?
Rumors at this point.
Rumors that Tarantus disappeared.
There has not been any single confirmed report of what actually happened, but Tarantus, the name, like the name of the city, has been thrown around a lot.
But but in the timeline, like, this is after Tarantus became a crater.
A month ago, yeah.
Okay.
Because we've been in the coma for that whole month.
Right.
So
Our regular characters.
Not we. Not
Yeah.
we tonight. Tonight we are different.
Our employers, which is worse.
And so that's where we're going to kind of open up, and this is kind of the scene we're setting here. So, you guys are sitting on the boat, and I'm just going to kind of, before we get to Dr. Dedu and how he fits into all of this, just kind of see where our crew has been, like how they're occupying their time to really set the scene, to really let it soak in. So I'm going to start with Pregnar.
Speaking of soaking in.
Yeah. And Pregnar, what are you doing? How have you been spending your time?
Pregnart is he got out his yoga mat, and which you don't want me to describe the state of Pregnart's yoga
I
mat.
don't think I want you to know.
Yeah, okay. But let's just say it's maybe soggy. And he's practicing his tumbling.
He's practicing his tumbling on his yoga mat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, practicing his ham bone. So he's drumming on himself while doing somersaults.
Oh my god. Okay. That's what Pregnart's
It's
doing.
just all wet slapping sounds.
It's a lot of wet slapping.
Oh, well, now that you say it like that.
Like he just flops over.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to make someone gag at every moment.
Right. Toast, what are you doing?
As he's looking really uncomfortable at the question.
Like this disembodied voice has asked
Right.
Toast what he's up to, and he's nervous.
Nervous while his eyes kind of dart left to right.
So if I can fill in the blanks, like at any given moment, is some disembodied voice coming from the inside of Toastacre McGrindleplunt
What are you doing?
Grundleplunt the Third.
head and asking him this question, and he's just shoulder hunched, eyes darting back and forth, just squealing to
Droning
himself.
to himself, right?
There's no real getting insight into Toast, but you do see him kind of like that occasionally.
And by
He's
occasionally,
really
you
nervous
mean
that everyone's watching him.
all the time.
Is Toast fourth wall aware?
Toast isn't first wall aware.
Okay. I'm glad we've established that. So I guess while these guys are bumbling about, the Dwarfson,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Are you a cop?
Nothing. I'm just a narrator. I exist inside your mind. I am not actually here.
I've been keeping the ship afloat and making a little scratch on the side.
Oh, making a little scratch on the side, huh?
Yeah, the town's out of the liquor. I got a boat in port. Nobody checks a boat in port.
Is that how it works? Okay. So we'll get. We'll touch on that one in a little bit. Thanks for that little.
My business is my business.
Thanks for that little nugget. Yeah, it's not your business
We-
anymore. It's not just your business anymore.
You said you were the narrator.
I'm many more things than that. That's
Oh,
what I
you
was at the
lied to
time.
me, you bastard.
I was telling you the truth, just not the whole truth.
He lied to you to get the truth, just like a cop.
So,
Hashtag not all cops.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Who cares? Who's listening? Is it a cop? Sure.
You're probably cool. If you've made it this far into our podcast, you're probably cool.
so this fateful day, however, as you guys are relaxing below deck, doing your thing, weird pregnant
Whatever that thing is.
activities,
I'm pregnant.
and Toast just being being Toast. This is gonna be real good. And Dorf side hustling.
It's,
Uh
I mean, they left us here,
huh.
no money,
Uh huh.
in a town where now religious law
Well, they
is
did
fucking imposed.
right,
Correct.
and they did leave
This is
you
horseshit.
some money. It's just that ran out a while ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've
Like
got needs.
3 months ago,
Yeah.
probably.
We've got needs.
Look, the Hokov have bigger problems than these guys.
Though they're minding their ship.
Plus, I think that the Hokov would approve of my side dealings.
Okay, we'll see about that. So
Some of them.
Just don't fucking tell Jarrell.
it's about it's about mid-afternoon, and there.
So mid, is that before or after 11?
it's after 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
15? 11?
Yeah, 11 o'clock is pretty early afternoon. I think we can all agree.
The earliest of afternoon.
yeah.
I'm thinking of more like noon 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so we've
well
gone
into the
past the
afternoon.
brunching hour.
Yes, we are beyond the brunching hour.
Fair enough.
It is post-brunch hour.
There's gotta
Oh,
be
no.
a time when it
Come
ends.
on. We're still,
Yeah.
we're in the heart of the brunch hour.
No,
This is the
you
late
can't
brunch
start-
hour.
You
Yeah.
could
Okay.
be eating brunch at 12:30, but you can't start brunch at 12. That's lunch. You're just trying to be fancy.
You're just eating breakfast for lunch.
You're eating breakfast food for lunch at 12:30, unless you're already at the table.
I think you
eating
should.
brunch.
I think you should quit because you're revealing more and more that you're just obviously a brunch lay person.
So we're just gonna have. Hey, why don't we? We'll post that one to our Discord listeners.
Sure,
Yeah.
because there needs to be some universal truths that exist about brunch. Because the word you can't have brunch at fucking 4 p.m. That's not brunch anymore.
And I mean,
That's
guys,
brilliant.
if you've been listening since the beginning, we've really just been trying to establish ourselves as the authority on brunch since like day one. So,
End times.
And I like
Yeah.
brunch. Don't take this take to Discord as like, oh, fucking Hoblet hates brunch. No, he doesn't.
okay. So we've established that. So
There's
yeah.
got to be rules. There's
This
got to be
discussion-
rules or it's anarchy.
This discussion will continue. Anyways,
He's become the Walter Sobchak of brunch.
yeah. There's a bit of a commotion outside that you can hear. It sounds like a lot of hooves of horses trotting along
Okay.
down the docks. And
It's a long dock.
It's a very long dock.
Okay. We can see the horses.
You're below decks, so no.
Okay,
you
no.
hear them.
We hear them.
Uh huh.
So, well, let's pop up and see what's happening.
does Pregnart perceive the horses?
You hear something, yeah?
Do I hear the horse clops?
Yes.
Okay. Pregnart immediately grabs his half coconut shells and fucking bolts above deck with them.
Cool. I'm gonna follow Pregnart.
You do that.
Okay.
Which Pregnart has immediately on hand because his specialty as of late is coconut truffle drops.
Delish. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
Toast begins above deck, but after seeing the horses come, goes below decks.
Okay. Perfect.
So we're both up top now.
You're looking at it. This looks like a small detachment
Okay.
of
Official looking dudes.
Yeah, they're bearing the sigil of Valen and the Archclericy.
That's the group that has taken over martial law.
That's the seat of power here in High
as
Rock.
soon as I see the banner,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap Pregnart and say, I need your hand here, buddy. Can you distract these boys for a minute?
You don't need to do that because Pregnart has already begun hopping from one foot to the other, just clomping the
Exactly.
two
We're on the same
coconut
page.
shells above his head.
And then I'm going to dart back below deck.
Okay. You slip in the hoblet for a little bit there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay, so you do that.
He's a dwarf.
Yeah.
While
I gotta
that's
get below
going
deck,
on,
handle some business.
while that's going on,
What is Toast doing?
there is a loud clatter as though a whole bunch of pots and pans just fell on the floor, or a suit of armor collapsed or something from inside Toast's room.
Okay.
And after that, Toast barrels out and narrowly misses the Dwarfson going opposite
Because
directions
they
in the
cross
hallway.
paths. Right.
As he is, towards
Jesus,
the
with
deck.
the screaming. Always with the screaming.
Yeah, he just like darts right past you.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself at this
So
point.
we're gonna have I have in my mind a toast timer.
Toast time.
So, Pregnart, you're above deck.
Yep. I am below deck hiding bottles of booze.
Horses, horses, asses are horses.
He's having a great time. Eventually, this small army detachment kind of stops most of the way towards the ship. They're kind of looking up, where you have the little like plank bridge sort of situation. I don't know what
Gangplank.
Okay, that's it. The gangplank. Like raised up, right? But they're kind of by where you would lower it down. And a fellow who is very, very, he was just like armored head to toe with like very fancy looking armor, similar to that you would have probably seen on Jarrell. And he marches his way, on his horse to the front. You see behind him there are two men on horses holding these really long trumpets, about like 3 feet long, with like the flags hanging from them and everything, and it plays like a little fanfare.
How long are these trumpets?
3 feet.
Nice.
Yeah. And he looks at you,
Pregnant.
Pregnard.
No shit. He looks at the dancing lizard swinging coconuts
Frog.
around. That's what he looks at.
He's a frog
He's a
person.
frog. Okay.
He's a frogman.
Yeah.
Is that official?
He's
Officially, he's a maguggle. Magoggle. Magoggle? I like maguggle. He's a maguggle.
Fair enough.
as pronounced in the mother tongue.
He is
yes.
maguggle who is pregnant.
Yes. So they look at you, Pregnard, and they say, "You there!"
Yes, a shiny frying pan man, hello.
He looks a little bit startled as he now is staring you face in, like in the face, as he's never seen anything like you before. And he says, "Are you the captain of this ship?"
Yes.
Pregnant has never been asked like his status, so he's just gonna go ahead with it, and he's the captain.
I'm the captain of the ship.
And this is Sir Shipsalot, am I correct?
It is called Petunia.
He's looking over a piece of paper that must be like some official paperwork, of what boats are docked
I'm the
there.
captain. This is my ship. The ship is called Petunia the Beautiful.
Now I imagine it still says Sir Shipsalot on the side of the boat.
Yeah, he does look down at his paperwork, and then he looks up at the boat, and it is carved in there, Sir Shipsalot.
Now
Calling it Petunia.
is Pregnant dancing as
So
he
good.
calls it, sings this song?
I think Pregnant is pretty much always dancing. Yeah.
I think everything he does is dancing, whether it is recognizable to the human eye or not. That remains to be, explored. But the sound of almost like a tea kettle, beginning to the water beginning to boil is starting to, become more, apparent, as well as the stomping of little feet. And
He's a halfling. He has a very short stride.
the man continues. So you are employed then by the Hokov.
Yes, Mr. Shiny Frying Pan Man. You have a frying pans on you, and the people who brought me here also have the shiny frying pans.
Are you lost, little
at some-
friend?
He's referring to the guy's armor as shiny frying pans, by the way. I don't know if that's lost on anyone.
We all had
Let me tell you a secret. Pregnart is not too smart.
Are you supposed to be here?
Can
We are all meant to be where we are.
Okay.
the dwarf
Great.
is
Zen
going
frog.
to try to finish putting away his liquor bottles and get back up topside.
You managed to stash a good amount. I mean, like, you know, it hasn't been, like, Pregnant has not really been able to stall for very long.
I know. But I feel like I'd almost be able to hear them getting a little testy out there.
I mean, honestly,
they've asked him the
this-
same question and he's dancing around.
I don't know if
talking
you
about
can hear the
food.
questions he's being asked. You can only hear Pregnant, well, just being Pregnant.
Right.
So I guess it's whatever you deduce from that.
Yes. His answers would be leading a normal person to go insane. So I'm going to do my best to hide maybe 80% of what I can do, throw a blanket over the rest, and run back upstairs.
Sounds good. You do that, and you unfortunately don't beat Toast there. Fuck. As Toast now pops up from
They're
below
never
deck.
going to talk to me.
Shoots out of the door from below decks like he's fired out of a cannon.
Like Speedy Gonzalez.
Blasts over to near where Pregnart is. Bites it before he even hits the Fortinbrow.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm
the
sorry.
what?
I'm sorry. The what?
The Fortinbrow.
What's the Fortinbrow?
It's that one character
it's a-
from Hamlet. He's there too.
Yeah, sure, except he's there as the railing of the ship.
That's not what it's called.
Yeah, it's called the taffrail, you dummy.
You're being
That sounds ridiculous.
What
Fortinbrow sounds way
Yeah,
better.
I think taffrail sounds just fine.
I think.
I don't know. It's on top of the gunnel.
I think I'm good with the Fortinbrow.
The
In fact, I think that that's what it's called on this particular ship.
Fortin Taft? Bro?
No, just the Fortinbrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Toast eats it, rolls along the floor, and comes to a stop on his butt on the floor right near the railing there, kind of looking out, in between two of the, I don't know, dowels or whatever on the side.
Mm-hmm. I think you almost come like skidding to a halt a little
Yes.
bit on your butt. Yeah. And you see that this armored fellow looks like kind of just watches you kind of sail overhead for a second, and then just he hears the crash, and he says, "Who's that? Can you let us aboard this ship?
I am Toast.
We just need to talk to who's in charge."
Who are you again?
He looks, completely taken aback by the fact that you've even asked him who he is. And he says, "Why, I am Lord Commander Hawkins Hauserfield."
Lord Commander Hawkins Hauserfield. Oh, that name does sound familiar. Whee!
Please stop that incessant, that horrible noise.
I mean, you're not as great as the Lord Captain, but I guess you're still pretty good.
Who?
The Lord Captain, Quinn Southwind.
No, I am the captain. You will talk to me. I'm the Mogul in charge here.
You're the captain, but the Lord Captain, my hero.
Wait a second. And he turns and he seems to be consulting with a hooded person.
Damn it. Am I not
in
up there yet?
You're starting to get up there now.
Damn it.
But there's a
Name dropping.
there's a what appears to be a hooded person among
Hooded person?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
among-
under a hood.
among the cavalry,
Only one?
and you hear this person kind of they kind of whisper a little bit. "Ah, yes, the recently redeemed Lord Captain of the Hokoff. So this is indeed their ship."
Ooh, Quinn would not be happy about that appendage to his title. The recently redeemed. Oh no.
No shade, no shade.
It's been thrown already.
I mean, personally.
Yeah. We'll see how he feels when he listens to this episode.
So good, sir.
Love you, Mike.
Is the captain in? Who's in charge?
Ah, yes. Hey. Dorfson. How you doing, sir?
Oh, hello. Yes, are you in charge? Is the captain not here?
What can I do for you?
Oh, yes. Actually, hold on a second. He looks at this sheet again. Yes, the captain. Right. Are you the first mate?
I can help you out with what you need today. What's going on?
So we have a bit of important business that we must bestow upon you.
Okay.
It would appear that your employers have suffered. Well, we don't really know. We just know that we were told to deliver a communication to you and some personnel and to send you off to Dragonport.
Before we go too much further here, I'd like to establish something.
Mm-hmm.
Is your jabroni foot on my boat, or are you still on the dock?
He is still on the dock.
Okay, I'm
waiting
standing-
for the bridge to be lowered.
Literally,
Expectantly waiting.
it's not going to be. I'm.
But the plank isn't down.
And he
Yeah,
like
you know what? I
Yeah,
feel
the
like
bridge is
plank-
something
I feel
different
like
on
the-
a ship.
Yeah.
I feel like if something would be down. There would be like a
the gangplank is down.
yeah, like there would be if we've been in port for 3 months. Like we're not hawking and.
Do you think Dorf would be that careless?
Well, I mean,
Like, do you just arbitrarily leave the gangplank down when everyone's on the ship?
I don't think Dorf would be that
You're right.
short-sighted.
you're right.
That would be a massive oversight for
It
his
would be.
operation.
It would be. I need to screen customers. You're absolutely right.
You have people ring the doorbell outside the boat when they want
Or
to
just
buy
like throw
some
a rock
food.
or something.
Right. There's a whole system.
They've got to signal a few different ways. They got to authenticate who they are. They have to survive 3 minutes in conversation with
Right.
Pregnart just to make sure they're serious.
Wait, to
Pregnart's
make
the
sure they're
ultimate.
serious, they have to
Sure.
talk to Pregnart.
You have to really want it.
Yeah.
The Lord Commander produces, after he kind of calls to his squire, an equally armored younger fellow who is in armor that is way too heavy for him. As you can see that he's barely staying on his horse. Hands him a scroll, and then pulls out another scroll and opens it in front of him. So now he hands him a sealed one that now the Lord Commander is holding in his hand. And now another scroll is being held out almost for the Lord Commander to
All
read
right.
from.
Because this appears to be official business for the boss, I'm gonna lower the bridge. But is there a way so it like goes down like this?
At an angle, and
Okay.
has like little rungs that you can kind of like
Right.
climb up on. Yeah.
So if there's a way that I could be like standing on the edge of it, if there's a way that I could be standing on the edge of it
as it's lowering,
as it's lowering, so that when it gets lowered,
you're at no. I mean
I'm, like,
what,
at
so you're
the-
just kind of tiptoeing on it as it like gets lowered. Like
yes.
dude, no,
Oh yeah, I could walk out as it's going down. Maybe.
that's not how gangplanks work.
It's not how gangplank, unless you're like some super cool
Well,
spaceship.
so what I'm
it's
saying
not,
is it like slide out?
Yeah, and then like drops. Like, it
Right.
goes out straight, and then you like lower it down.
It's
So,
just like a-
you just like fall.
a big plank of wood that you push off the boat and it makes
Right.
an angle.
Right.
You can walk up it.
Okay.
You
So
wanna-
Zero
it's-
hasn't had time to develop a better one.
If
Right.
he's reading from a thing,
He's about to read. Yes.
so I'm gonna seize this opportunity, put the plank down, walk to the end of it,
Okay.
because he's not going to advance.
Right, and you go down to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously they're much taller than you because they're on horseback.
But I'm still on the plank. Let it be known, I'm not on the dock.
Okay, your feet are still on the
On the
gangplank.
gangplank.
Sure. And he says, by decree of the Kingdom of Vesh and the Archclericy of Valen, you are to transport these passengers to Dragonport to reunite with your employers and submit to questioning.
Pregnart immediately hops down the gangplank and tries to get as good a look at this scroll as he possibly can.
Yeah, it's written very small.
Yeah.
And they like...
Is it this guy on a horse? Sorry.
He is on a horse, and as you kind of try to approach a little bit further, some
Yeah.
of the armed men in this army step forward and they have like lances sort of drawn as they make sure that you do not advance too far because they just are weirded out by you.
Please, can I look at the scroll? I want to see.
You like interrupt him as he's reading, and he just kind of looks down at you and he says,
Puppy frog eyes.
"Please step away." Please.
He's giving him the puppy frog eyes.
Give me a persuasion check.
Uh, 25.
Those puppy
You don't
dog
even
eyes.
know about the puppy frog.
Puppy frog
Puppy
eyes.
frog eyes.
Someone was taken by surprise here.
Fran was mid sip and I was nearly sprayed.
Yeah,
let's
we
say.
almost had a spit take. Instead, I almost choked on my beer.
Let me just say that Pregnart's charisma score is pretty good.
You woo him with your puppy dog eyes and
Puppy frog eyes.
puppy frog eyes, and his other squire comes and hoists you up on his horse so that you can read along.
I want.
That's
to
my
read.
line.
I want.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit of a. It was more of a
Wee.
not a.
Is that like the difference between like the ding 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 and the ding?
We will
ding,
not
ding, ding, ding,
mention that artist's name here at this table,
No.
especially when it comes to that song.
Did you-
It's semantics.
Did you like that song?
Oh yeah. Now that we've actually
Which one?
sung- Actually, no. We don't need to
One
address this.
I do, two I don't.
No. Great.
Wee. Oh, I like to see the scroll. What is on it?
Yeah, I mean, they're just. He continues to read, and now the squire is helping, like, kind of like point along where he's reading.
Do the other people in this party see Pregnant?
Yes. There are some confused faces.
Pragnar can't read.
I know. And
He just wants to know what's in the scroll.
Yeah.
He's never gonna know.
and you've earned the sympathy of the Lord Commander.
He kind of nuzzles underneath his arm. And you know, like when a dog is trying
The
to like
squire's
make.
arm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know when a dog is like trying to make you pet it, and he like puts his head under your hand.
Or through you, like right in some
Yeah.
way, right? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what Pregnard is doing, like through the arm of this person, just to get as good a look as possible.
Right. So obviously you leave a residue all over this squire's arm,
Yeah.
and this one is in appropriate clothes, not armor. So it's like
It's got a
his,
stain.
His clothes are like like soiled.
Yeah.
Um,
Pregnard doesn't take notice of
but
this.
he just kind of like you kind of hear him almost go like.
To remind the
lets out, like,
audience,
a long sigh.
Pregnard is pretty much always a little moist.
A little slimy.
He's a
little
frog
slimy.
man.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You know how that goes.
So if there's any frog late,
No. No mas.
All right. James, you don't know.
All right, we've already sexualized trees. Like, let's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just move on now.
Pregnant reproduces by budding.
Do we get to that? Is that true?
No.
Is that canon?
Oh my
Can be if
God.
we want it to be.
It's under the heading of entirely true Pregnart facts.
I'm not sure if folks you could hear the air quotes that Dave was using.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah. But they were strong.
Strong air quote game.
Entirely true Pregnart facts.
There we go.
Yeah.
I heard those ones.
Oh yeah. That's where the quotations are after every syllable.
it's a lot of quote.
Anyways, so the Lord Commander does eventually continue after all this rigmarole. And he says, by order of the High Clerics, it is... We implore you to share any matters of national security with us upon opening this sealed letter. Any and all information you could provide would be used for the good of all humanity. And with that, he steps down from his horse and personally hands you the sealed scroll.
Now, does that...
And I'm sorry,
Apply
hands,
to-
hands Dorfson the sealed scroll.
So are these guys human?
Yes, but when they say like humankind, you don't know like what he means by that.
This seems like a technicality that Dorf would take note of.
With Pregnard still annoyed distracting them,
He's not distracting them. He's distracting the squire. The Lord Commander is looking directly at you, handing you a sealed letter.
okay. I'm just gonna take the letter and maybe stick my hand out to shake his hand.
He meets your handshake with a very firm,
Of course he does. He's a
Rip.
Tommy Tough Tits.
and he says, "Truly, any matters of national security,
I heard what you said.
you will report
I heard what you said
immediately."
immediately.
Meanwhile, Pregnant has completely lost track of what's going on with the scroll, and now he's just trying to make friends amongst the men. He's handing out his special coconut truffle drops.
The hooded person takes one, and you can kind of see them sniff it a little bit before putting it in their mouth, and you hear, "Oh, that's delightful."
I'm glad you like it. It is a coconut truffle drop. My specialty.
And she removes her hood, and she says, "Maybe the blasphemers have turned a page. You are absolutely delightful, you little one."
Wait, is this
Shelley
Shelley
from
is
High
this
Rock.
Shalandria?
This is Shelley from High Rock.
Aw, she got a treat. Finally, she has some good stuff coming her way.
And she looks at you. "Do you have any more?"
Oh, yes, I have a lot more.
And then as she kind of reaches out to grab another, she sees the condition that maybe all of these were in because
Now, Pregnart may be a little sloppy and slimy, but he respects the state of his food, and they're individually wrapped. He keeps them in a nice satchel.
wow, how considerate.
He's got a clean kitchen, all right?
Yeah, she kind of she grabs a couple and she kind of tucks them away, and when she does, you see them kind of wipe. You see her kind of wipe it off a little bit on her robes before putting them in her a pouch. But she just kind of graciously thanks you.
Oh, you're welcome.
But then she shoots a glare over at the Dwarfson. Any matters of national security, we would really appreciate if you could share with us the contents.
Did you read my letter?
No, it's sealed.
Okay, well then bugger off. I'll call. I said I'd tell ya. What do you want?
Well, take your passengers, and with that, the kind of in perfect timing, the crowd of the soldiers begins to part as you see on horseback. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have actually met them, but the interns are riding up. You have Stenton on horseback with what looks to be a passed-out, drunk Frankie Wilde hanging off the back of his horse, while Stenton's horse pulls another horse filled with all of Frankie's baggage. And I mean the physical kind, not the emotional kind. It would take way more than one horse for that.
Frankie is always carrying that load.
Gary, it weighs heavy.
Poor Frankie.
Toast looks down at Stenton.
Wait. Is Spanx there? Or is he still away?
Spanx is still away. He
fired,
was
didn't
laid
he?
off.
Yeah.
Laid off.
Samantha.
There was mention of a severance package, but no one actually knows what that means.
Right. They severed him from the party.
From the package.
From
To-
Oh!
Wait, I lost it. What was
I
just
don't know.
said?
I'm just winking at
Okay.
you.
So Toast yells down off the side of the ship at Stenton. Sir! You appear to have some washed up rock star on the side of your horse.
Oh, damn.
He's talking shit about himself.
Pay him no mind.
Who's that?
Nobody else pays him either.
That was Stenton.
Oh, right. Stenton sounds remarkably like Hoblet nowadays.
No. Remember, we
he-
sleep in
yeah.
the basement.
Yeah.
We sleep in the
Bilge.
boat.
The bulge.
Just gonna put them in the bilge? Like you haven't even gotten on the ship yet. Jesus, that's terrible. Anyways,
Shut down.
Behind Stenton, Frankie, and Frankie's baggage, there is what appears to be, Chubbs staring off 1,000-yard stare into the distance out to sea. His eyes are slightly skance. As he is, definitely not here. Physically, he's here. Mm-hmm. That's about all we can say. Right now.
For varying definitions of here.
Right. Murph Eastlaw and Basha are riding up towards in the back.
Basha has his hood up, obviously.
And
Those are the two later introduced interns, right?
yes.
Okay.
John's intern and Massimo's intern.
I was-
and
and
Mike's intern.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, you were not. Which is why Spinks was laid off.
Oh, right.
It's a convenient excuse to not have him there. Also because he's disgusting.
Spanx disgusts himself.
Last time we saw him, they were testing, launching him from a trebuchet.
Yeah. No, he hates himself.
He was a good guy. Though.
That kind of overcompensation only
No!
comes from a deep
Listen to
self-loathing.
good God.
Ooh, yeah. Not a fan.
Yeah. Any hoozle. Did I miss any interns? Oh, and in addition to them, you also have Tabi riding along with them
Oh, okay.
because he conveniently appeared in a portal, aged to to 17.
Just about a month ago.
About a month ago. Just poof, there he is. Here's Tabi.
The hapless interns needed an adult, so the hapless heroes cooked one through time travel for them.
Right. By adult, you mean a teenage boy, right?
Adult is a sliding scale. Have you met the interns?
Adult aged.
Point taken. So they begin to approach the boat, and they have all their stuff with them, and they're starting to carry it on. And you see Tabi approaches the Dwarfson, as you've established yourself as the person in charge here, and he says, "Oh, hey there, fella.
Hey, buddy.
Really appreciate you taking us on. We haven't met before. I'm Tabi Ostermott," and he goes to shake your hand. "I'm a friend of Zero's."
I'll shake his hand.
Yeah. And he gives you a nice handshake. Oh, that's a firm grip there, fella.
What can you do?
I can make stuff, but it's not really we can talk about that later. What I'm here to tell you is that Zero had left on important business. Your friends are in trouble, and we need to go help them.
Okay.
Can you steer this ship?
I can do my best.
Then we gotta go.
Let's go. So I've got the scroll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in my satchel.
Should we read that first?
Well, we will read it first. And he looks off at what's his face.
At Lord Commander Hawkins
Yes.
Hauserfield?
So he tells Tabi, we will read it. And then he looks at the guy. Do you need anything else from us?
Well, you wouldn't happen to know of any illegal alcohol shipments happening on the docks here, actually, while I have you.
I'll report anything I see to the proper parties.
Yeah, but you haven't noticed anything, any movement of crates,
I haven't reported anything. I haven't seen anything.
There is a curfew, and I figure since you've been living on this boat for so long, you might have seen a thing or two.
Oh, I wouldn't pretend to do your job.
Oh, man. That's a good burn.
He almost he almost chokes on his words because
dude.
he was not expecting that kind of retort.
That is a sick burn.
Yeah, dude, do you have a potion to cure wounds or something?
Oh, shit.
Tabi actually hands him a potion of cure wounds.
Oh.
And then we
Youch.
I'm gonna head up the drawbridge or whatever we
Gangplank.
call it.
Yeah, you see that the Lord Commander does whisper back to his squire something as you're walking away. And then they've said, "Okay, please let us know. Obviously make haste and whatnot, but please, before you leave port, if there's anything of pertinent national security information, please share it with us. We must know what's going on."
Am I back on the boat now?
Yes.
Pregnard is
We're pulling the gangplank up.
Pregnard
Are
is
you
still
waiting
petting
for
whatever
everybody else to get up there?
Everybody went past.
These folks are all about proper procedure, so it's not like they're going to just, follow you up on the boat.
You don't even care where Pregnard is?
He was with me. He went up, didn't he?
No.
He was still with the squire?
Yeah.
But
He's
we haven't-
actually, but he's petting one of the snouts of the horses and singing a gentle song.
The gangplank will remain down while Pregnart is on the dock. So as long as
Petting
you
the snout of the horse
as
and
long as
singing
you
it
want
a
to play
gentle
with
song.
the horse, you're good.
I mean, they're all turning away and beginning to leave.
Do all the interns board the ship?
Yes.
Basha will do a quick prayer with the paladin and Shelly.
Before he leaves, obviously.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. They join you in brief prayer.
Right.
Before Basha enters the ship.
Does Stenton lead him straight to the bilge?
Has Stenton even been on a ship before? Maybe.
I mean, he lived a
Is he
simple
carrying
life.
Frankie like a baby?
He was a gladiator.
What?
He was a gladiator. Yeah.
Right. So he just... I mean, the only time I've probably ever been on a ship if I was a gladiator maybe was to be transported as a,
Right.
Like
as a slave or something, yeah.
Really? Were you a slave?
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember Sten's
Most
background.
gladiators would have been.
I mean,
Right.
it's your background. Like you just tell me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Earned that freedom.
Yep.
Yeah, I
So-
mean that was abolished years ago, so like it's a pretty antiquated practice these days,
50.
and it's looked down upon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain there are still slaves in this world.
Probably.
And not to mention,
It's
the kind of
terrible.
people who have gladiators don't strike me as the sort who'd follow rules about,
Right.
paying your employees. or
Right.
Not
So-
coercing them to fight to the death.
Right. That
Much similar to an NFL owner who will not be named. I was coerced against my will to do things.
Oh my God! Please stop. Anyways. So yeah, you guys, everyone's kind of getting settled aboard the ship.
I would make a joke about some crafty handiwork, but
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow, dude,
that's totally
that was
below me.
That was a.
Oh, there it is. There's the follow up.
The thing is, that was a double pun into a single pun. Like that's fantastic.
Kids on fire.
Kids are like,
At some point in time, you just get out of the way.
he
I
can,
hate
yeah,
myself.
he cannot be stopped. No, we established that was Spanx, not you.
Right, Spanx isn't me, right?
Right.
Oh man, Dave gave me a 9.5.
Nice.
Wow, it's amazing. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
Crafty handiwork.
Oh my God. Anyways, we're gonna get back to Telduria now in the world of what's happening here in the fantasy land.
Slightly less gross.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it though?
That's why I said slightly.
Pregnart, do you actually get off the horses and get back on the ship? Or are you starting
So
to be
sadly.
carried away with them?
I mean,
You can take your time though. The
Well,
dwarf,
they're not taking their time. Like
Yeah,
the
but
army
he
is
can
not.
still walk to the end of the dock with them and play with the horses the whole way down.
I gotta roll for perception probably. I mean, like, Pregnart,
Is not paying attention.
What's your passive perception?
10.
That's I mean, it's average.
That's a number.
That's right in the middle there.
That's a number.
I mean,
I feel my gut is telling me I gotta roll for something.
do you have object permanence?
Yeah, Pregnart
Okay,
does.
so you're walking away from your friends. They are.
Yeah, but I'm distracted by a fuzzy animal.
Okay.
It's Pregnart here.
You know what? Just roll me a d20.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. 18.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, you know that you're being marched away now, and you might want to go back to your friends.
Yeah, I hop back.
Yeah, especially because all your cooking supplies and your yoga mat and all that stuff are on the ship, and it's
Yeah. My well-worn yoga mat.
Yeah. You notice as they're starting to march away, a horse comes up super late.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, super late to the party. On top of it, what appears to be what looks like a goose person.
Pregnart takes note of this and hops towards this person. He's very curious about this new cropping up of a interesting character.
Yeah.
At first, the person has the hood up, but you see two small hands quickly pull the hood back, and a long 2-foot neck attached to a goose head pops out from underneath and goes, "Pregnant! Is that you, old friend?"
It is me, Pregnant. Who are you?
It's I, Pregnant! Dr. Dedoo, it's been so long!
Oh, Dr. Tedu!
And Pragnar just like jumps into his arms.
As Pregnart jumps, Dr. Dedoo leaves the top of the horse and takes into flight. And his arms grab Pregnart by under the waist.
Oh my
and they fly around the town for a second.
Beautiful. That's so
like,
beautiful.
That's such a touching reunion.
So beautiful.
I cannot
Great reunion.
even explain how hard the face palm is that the dwarf does seeing all this from the fucking ship.
Right.
Meanwhile, Dr. Dedoo.
There's like magical music playing as Pregnart and Dr. Dedoo soar. And
I'm not gonna leave without Pregnant.
Toast pulls out a handkerchief and dabs some tears out of his eyes.
Yeah, they've all heard of Dr. Dedoo, I imagine.
Yeah, the trumpet players actually turn around and just start playing music because they just don't know what to do. It's just so beautiful. They are awestruck by like they are touched by this moment.
And eventually, after they're done flying through the clouds, Dr. Dedoo flies them back to the boat.
Wow,
Awesome.
amazing.
How have you been, old friend? It's been so long now.
Just casual conversation now after this amazing, beautiful flying
Right.
experience.
I mean, how do you follow it up?
Right.
The gangplank's been pulled up.
Yeah.
I'm very good, Dr. Dedoo. Would you like a snack?
Oh, I have my own. And Dr. Dedoo takes
So rude.
takes his beak and like digs his head into a little like rump sack that he has attached to his hip.
How far in does the head go?
Well, let's see. His beak is at least 8 inches. So 10 inches.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure if it's like a bag of holding where he literally shoves his head like like halfway into the bag, so he's got
Well,
only have like a
the
foot of
bag
neck
the bag
left.
is not that big. It's not a foot big even.
Oh my God, I'm just
so,
picturing this.
And he pulls out. He pulls his head out, and out from his beak he throws Pregnart two little sausages.
I catch them and I eat them.
Oh my God.
You could tell that he had 5 more in his mouth, and he's
munching on a
bird swallowing those.
See it traveling down the neck.
What a disgusting pair.
Wow, what? Also, what the fuck happened to Dr. Dedoo? Wasn't he human before?
Dr. Dedoo, you are bird now.
Yes, Pregnant. Much like how you were once human in my experiments.
Pregnant was human?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I turned myself into this glorious creature. Only I don't seem to be able to turn back.
That sounds about right.
Okay. And there's the backstory.
they continue to catch up, I suppose.
Right. So I kind of had a minute to review all your passive perceptions before. The dwarfs, and as you guys are kind of getting the boat settled, and Toast is maybe helping people find their rooms. Mm-hmm. You've at least trusted him to do that. You're not sure what he's actually doing.
I'm never sure what he's actually doing.
You hear a splash.
Neither is he.
Yeah, you hear a splash come from the rear, like the aft of the boat.
I'm gonna run my ass to the aft of the boat.
Yeah, you run your ass to that aft.
And
give me a
what
perception
do
check.
I see?
Back that aft up.
Oh my God, I love it.
18.
Yeah, the water is disturbed, sort of like to your left, like in the bottom, like in the, sort of where like the dock kind of meets the other, like the other abutment from like the docks area, right? So there's like at that little 90-degree corner there, the water is disturbed, but you can see like almost like a shape like descending below the surface. You're not sure if it's like a crate or like a person or what, but like something must have fallen off the dock.
Do you tell anyone? Maybe a water-savvy person.
Well, yeah, is there anybody back here?
You're the only one back there now.
Okay.
Dr. Dedoo would be on the
Yeah.
deck of the ship, but wouldn't
Could
know
I
what's going
call
on.
for Pregnart, my
Yeah.
frog man?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can call for Pregnart.
Hey, fishy boy.
So far, he's called you a fish and a lizard.
Now, is this a nickname that Pregnart
Yes.
might be familiar with? Should I roll for history here?
Insultation.
Insultation.
No.
Pregnart does not like this nickname, so he answers pretty begrudgingly.
Okay.
What do you want? I don't like a fishy man name.
Pregnant.
I feel like your accent has changed every single
Yep,
time.
it definitely has. It definitely has.
I love it. I fucking love this. It's like a comic book gag where like something's in a frame and in every frame that it appears it is like slightly different.
Yeah.
The Dorfson's a shifty character.
Yeah, apparently.
Yes.
He's so shifty he can't even keep
Get
up
a
with his
hold
own
of himself.
shifts.
I saw something go into the wad over there. You want to go take a look and see?
Yeah.
I jump straight overboard.
Without even a second thought.
Well, it's Frogman.
I would never lead him astray.
Yeah. You dive below the surface, and you can see what appears to be a humanoid with like almost like a bubble over their head. Swimming below
like
the
a
ship.
air bubble.
like a magical bubble. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
Like it looks like an air bubble. It's kind of like it's like moving a little bit, but it looks
Cool.
like they almost like cast it over their head.
I'm recalling like Harry Potter
Sure.
kind
Yes.
of thing.
Very
Okay.
very similar to that. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Seeing Pregnart jump overboard, Dr. Dedu will fly into the air to the back of the ship, land and like a duck, and then stick his head.
You mean like a goose?
Like a goose, exactly, and stick his 2-foot head underwater and like look at what's going on.
Absolutely. So now, like, there's this, like, just picture this person, right? Like, well, this goose person with a 2-foot long neck, like, literally dipping, like just
The
like kind of
head
bent
of a
over.
person
Yeah.
or the head of a goose?
It's the head of a goose with a little
The neck
it's
of
got-
the person
he
or
has
the
an-
neck of a goose?
He's a giant goose.
It's feathered.
The whole thing. So what are his arms?
They look like claws.
Human arms?
No, like he's got like 4
Yeah,
like
little. It's like nubs, like
Like a
Like this
T-Rex.
claws,
or
yeah.
right.
Yeah, but I mean they're
longer, it's
They're
skinny.
they're full length arms, but like they just look like claws like on the front.
And then he has like, little bird feet or goose feet.
Whereas our Akokra have like talons for feet, he has webbed feet.
Correct.
Like a goose.
Like a goose.
Like a true goose.
Okay.
And then so underwater.
Okay, yeah. So underwater, Pregnart approaches this this diver, and pretty innocently and as friendly as he'll be to anyone, starts waving at this person and goes,
Hello. Hello, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's all like very blah 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 blah. Blah. Right.
I would imagine that Pregnart actually could talk underwater.
He can.
Yeah. 'Cause he's an amphibian.
Right. This person is startled and immediately begins like swimming very fast away from the ship. And
"How
is, like,
fast is very fast?"
Not very fast.
So
Not as fast.
Pregnart
Not
easily
as
keeps-
fast as not as fast as a Pregnart.
Yeah,
And they
Pregnart
look
underwater
terrified.
can still travel at 30 feet per
Yeah,
turn.
yeah, they look terrified.
Okay. Pregnart follows this person because he's never seen that before. He's never seen a person with a magical air bubble above his head.
This person is like terrified of you and is like trying to kick at you, like get away from me.
And so he takes out one of his coconut truffle drops and arm outreached tries to offer this to this person.
Welcome back. We can be friends. Would you like a coconut truffle drop?
That was beautiful, actually. This person, like, they pause for a moment, and then they just keep starting to swim away. like there's a strange frog person offering them candy underwater. Like, they are freaked out.
All right.
And they start, like, they swim very fast. Like,
Are they back to the shore yet?
They find, like, a ladder at the dock, and, like, are trying to climb up it.
So now, am I able to see them?
Yeah, you see someone climbing out of the water, and they just, like, are, like, sprinting down the docks on the opposite dock from...
Dr. Dedu is going to take off after them.
Yeah, you can fly,
Mhm.
and are able to easily keep up with them.
And I would like to grapple them with my webbed bird feet.
Sure.
Now,
to be a competing strength contest.
Okay, yeah, I'm not very strong.
With all the conviction of a DM that knows this is a bad idea.
I am just like literally. I rolled a 2, so I am just like pawing at him with these like duck feet. Like,
Honestly,
just
they got
slapping-
a 9, so
slapping
it
him
almost
in the head.
They got a 9, so you did not need much to succeed, and yet you still failed.
Yes.
This person, is now like throws you off of them and just bolts off into an alley.
Dr. Dudu flies back to the ship.
Yeah,
Actually, he flies up to the crow's nest.
you're in the crow's nest.
Pragnar follows
Dudu.
Dr. Dudu. Pragnar can probably see above water. Or no, he came up to the surface
Yeah.
when the guy escaped through the ladder.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, he sees that Dr. Dudu is back on board, and Pragnar goes back on board.
yeah, it goes around and gets back on board. Right.
He can probably, like, frog climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Pregnant. What was that?
It was a magical bubblehead, man.
Dr. Dudu would like to roll for Arcana or History.
Sure. Arcana, please.
To 17.
Yeah. So that's what appears to be a flash you take on the water breathing spell.
Mhm.
Just kind of creates a little bubble head, like around the person, so they can breathe underwater. And the person also was wearing, very like wizardly, like almost like a wizardly swimsuit.
Okay. So Dr. Dudu is going to fly down to the dwarf and say,
He seemed like he was spying on us. Some sort of magical bubble. I've seen that kind of magic before.
and do I recognize like where he would have come from?
You were able to.
Like any sort of notes off? Because Dr. Dudu's been a hermit for a long time, so he
Right.
might not catch that. But
You almost pinned him for a second, but there wasn't any, from what you could tell at least, like any official like anything
Right.
on their clothing. Like they didn't look like any like they didn't look like they were wearing anything to represent like
a
faction
guild or anything?
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah, okay.
I have no idea where he is from.
So, basically, the only information I have to go on is coming from a frog and a bird man.
Goose man.
Gooseman.
Goose man.
Cool. Let's set sail.
Yeah, let's say. All right, man. Listen, boys, keep your eyes peeled for him. Yeah, if he comes back round, just know someone was looking in on us. We're gonna head off.
I like the way you talk this time.
Can we put the sails? Can we get the sails down? Ready to go?
Dr. Dudu flies to the crow's nest, unties the sails, they fall down. And he's just going to sit up on the crow's nest.
Wait, do you mean unfurl or the entire sail just falls down?
No.
Damn it to do.
For the sake of plot advancement.
He has a +4 to intelligence, so he would immediately break it.
Right.
You say that.
You do have short-term memory problems. When was the last time you were on a ship?
Is that a memory thing?
No, you're smart. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna make you arbitrarily roll to see if you break the fucking sails.
Know what a sail
Shipwreck
is?
themselves.
Like,
yeah.
After 30 days, do I forget what a house is?
Right, no, but the ship breaks down now. You just carry Pragnar to Dragonport, but no one else comes with you.
Pragnar sits down at the
Boy,
back,
are my arms tired.
Pragnar sits down at the back portion of the bridge and starts playing patty cake against the wall with what are clearly just chalk outlines of his own hands.
That'd be really sad.
If you're wondering what he was
Saddest
doing,
things I've ever pictured.
no.
really funny though.
Is there a piece of chalk on the ground as if he just drew the chalk hands? He was
No,
looking
they're
for someone.
actually like a little smudged because he's been doing this for a while.
So someone's missed that area when swabbing the decks.
Just
Which one of these people was responsible
I
for
see you. I
swabbing
see
the
you
deck?
up on the.
I don't think it was like by accident. I think people have taken note of
Out of
how
respect.
dejected Pregnard gets when he notices that his hand outlines have been erased and washed away.
Right. Chalk's a hard thing to come by.
Let me just tell you, a sad Pregnart is not a Pregnart that is very good at cooking at that moment.
No.
So people know what to do.
All right, so you guys prepare to sail. You hoist the masts and the masts is what the fuck
Mast,
am I
the
talking
hoist.
about?
Hoist the sails.
Yeah, you hoist the sails
Connected to the mast.
connected to the mast.
We're really good at boating.
Something
Yeah.
about jibs.
Yeah, you
And hawsers.
You gibber the jib, and
And that entails what exactly?
well, you have to cut it first, because you have to like the cut of that jib in order to jib the jib. You know what I'm
Is somebody scrigging the Baron row?
I do that in my own time.
Okay.
I have no idea what this means, and that sounded gross.
Okay, so working is intended.
I think Pregnart is going to pretend to be plotting the frizzen bow.
Okay. Just he's deck slapping again.
Yeah. He's plotting the frizzen bow, and also he's let's just say he's reconging the fits and slap.
Okay. That needed reconging.
Yeah.
Thank
Are
you.
you
Usually does.
battening up the hatches?
I think.
He's never seen a hatch.
Yeah, Pregnart usually battens sideways.
Oh, okay. Just to be different.
Very sidearm
Yeah.
Yeah.
batten.
That's just the way it's most ergonomical.
So as
for
soon as we're
Pregnart.
ready to go, I'll turn the engine on.
Oh yeah, the non-existent engine. You also have a letter in your possession, a
Right.
sealed letter.
Oh, I forgot about
We left port.
Have you?
that. Well, we're up.
Do we need
He's trying to start the engine over here. So like, how far have we really gotten?
The sails are down. It's probably moving, whether we're still moored or
Did
not.
you hoist
is a-
the anchor?
or unmoor the moorings?
Yeah.
Because we're still probably tied to the dock.
Yep.
Well,
Good. We know boating really good.
I mean, I don't know any of the new crew, and I'm just gonna read the note
Yeah, sounds
by
good.
myself.
Yeah. So it kind of.
Sorry, Pregnart.
Don't worry, he's busy dampening the outer craw.
Right.
Don't forget the inner craw after the outer craw.
Come on.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It appears to be addressed to you, the Dwarfsen, from Baroness Anasterian of Erelon, a.k.a. Captain Kip. The a.k.a. is not written in there. That was for the audience.
Hashtag dirty lady cop.
She's such
Hashtag,
fine. I hate her. But anyways, keep going.
yeah. So it says, Dwarf, your employers are in grave danger. Your orders are to transport their interns, which the city of Erelon has reluctantly paid for, to the city of Dragonport to assist in a special project and to assist your injured allies. Zero is already en route. You will also unfortunately have to submit to questioning, but I have no doubts that you and your team, or I'm sorry, you and your crew will be able to take care of those post haste. I will also be meeting you in Dragonport on, by horse. Seek me out should you have any legal troubles. But please, don't get in too much legal trouble.
She knows who she wrote this letter to.
She knows who associates with the Hokov, because she's employed
Yeah, touche.
the Hokov
Touche.
and has presumably kept an eye on their activities.
Little bit of smart,
For a
little bit
while.
of dumb, a lot of bit of shady.
And then she continues, we will make it worth your while if you could be of assistance to the greater good and the good of all the realms. Please make haste and no long stops along the way. Cordially, Baroness Anasterian.
Okay. I mean, there's no matters of national security in there.
P.S.
Here it is.
Ah, shit.
If you attempt to steal this boat or kidnap its passengers, I will find you, and I will make your life worse than the 9 hells.
That Baroness.
That's a promise. Period.
I know it is, dear.
And you can see that the period is like a little like the punctuation on that one is a little bit like
It's a heart.
more- yeah, no, we're
It
not
almost
sure.
tore through the paper.
The ink is definitely saturated in that spot.
She probably fell asleep.
Sure, dwarf. Sorry, dwarf.
Sin.
Kill me. Anyways, so yeah, you read it, and now
Yes.
it also has like the manifest of the people that you are taking, who they are, you know, what their names are and what their titles are. They all just say intern though, but it's a very official piece of paperwork.
Okay.
It's kind of certifying that they are, you know, who they say they are.
Okay. So I got a roster. I got some instructions. Let's GTFO.
Okay, yeah, you know, hoist the
I
anchor.
mean, what
and-
were they all butthurt about national security for?
because of the fact that there's martial law and the temples have been crumbling and there have
So
been
they
terrible
just-
things happening.
We were
and
just flexing our dicks.
any secrets.
Someone selling booze off the docks.
Right.
Well, someone allegedly was selling booze off the docks.
You're also leaving that business behind.
Well, I've got.
You've made the
Well,
connection.
Turns out he still has the booze.
Right. Connections have been made.
Uh-huh.
Dwarf connections last for a lifetime. So
So you guys are kind of getting out to sea. I'm assuming there's probably some getting to know yous happening on the ship. And by getting to know yous, I mean, oh my, there's a hodgepodge of people on here.
Yeah.
Some folks are keeping to themselves, you know, like
Stenton
Murph
is definitely
Chubbs.
keeping to himself.
Yeah.
He literally wants nothing to do with the psychopaths here. He's already seen like 4 people that look like they don't do a damn lick of work. So if he's not been told to do anything, he's gonna hold out and fucking ride out the storm.
He's seen somebody literally playing patty cake.
Right, with themselves.
And now they're in
So he's
charge
just-
of your safe transportation, Stenton.
It's just a matter of time before someone asks him to sweep something. He'll
Ba-
deal.
Basha is automatically cleaning and helping as much as he can all around the ship.
You're
I'm
off
gonna-
the hook, bud.
I'm gonna keep to myself.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna keep to myself as much as possible.
You're helping Frankie nurse his
Illness.
perpetual
Yeah.
alcoholism.
I'm
I'm about
helping
to say
Frankie.
it's something like rehab and seasickness all in one.
Well, see, you wouldn't have to deal with full sobriety, so you might not get like the whole
Frankie,
withdrawal symptoms because you have access to both Basha's liquor stash and whatever Dwarfson has on ship
If
too.
either of them value their liquor stash, you will not allow Frankie Wilde to know it exists.
Well, Frankie, while you were being carried into the ship, you did get a peek at some bottles hastily thrown under a blanket.
Dirty slut, man.
So, would the Dwarfson, a dwarf, allow an full orc monk to help him with his brewing?
Well, the Dwarfson is busy steering the ship.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm imagining that a couple of days have gone by at this point. No, either way, if he recognized that there was a brewery on board, he would immediately go to him to ask to help.
So
Before
way,
you do that, I'm kind of curious, who do you choose to take over the wheel? Like this isn't like a Jesus take the wheel situation. Like, who do you trust to steer the ship in your absence? Because it's not like you're pulling all-nighters on this thing. I'm just curious.
There's only a couple really.
Here's your list
responsible-
of really bad options.
yeah.
Pick 2.
So it's either the devil I know or the devil I don't know.
Right.
Well, Toast has probably helped you steer before.
Maybe. Quinn was here the whole time,
That's true.
being the captain.
Pass.
So you just go to sleep.
No,
while
Charlie, pick an answer.
Yeah, you can't just pass. Like, you literally fall asleep on the deck of the ship and just let the ship steer itself?
Okay, my
Because you're never going to get there.
My instinct is telling me not Pregnant. Now, that doesn't mean that my instinct is telling me yes, toast. My stronger instinct is telling me no, Pregnant. Mostly because I think we'll die quicker.
I don't think you'll die. You'll just maybe get somewhere unexpected.
Right. Yes. And probably
Pregnant has a
that
way of
will
getting
equal our
distracted
death.
and inspired.
Exactly.
You might get a funny idea all of a sudden.
Something's gonna swim past us, and Pregnant's just gonna follow it.
Exactly.
Like, right.
Yeah.
And
So-
suddenly we're on the migratory path of the West Coast salmon.
Yep. And 3 years later,
Like a fart in the wind.
so toast.
Cool.
Oh my God, you were still hesitating.
Yeah.
That last T, like, barely escaped your mouth.
So how do you ask Toast, by the way? I'm just kind of curious. Like, I want to hear a little bit of that exchange of you and Toast, like you delegating to Toast what to do. Toast, are you proficient in sea vehicles?
No.
Okay, cool.
Would that be a part of this application process? I don't think so.
No, I mean, I'm
It
just
wasn't.
No, it
Not
definitely
really.
wasn't.
It was a one-question application. Is your name Pregnant? Yes. Toast. Come here, lad.
So laborious.
Yes!
I need to get some sleep, handle some business. Can you...
Like, as he's saying this, Toast's eyes just get bigger, and he's getting more excited.
Can you... can you steer the ship overnight? God, this was a mistake.
He runs briefly into a, storage compartment, gets out like a two-step step stool that he has been stowing aside for just this occasion, runs it up to the wheel. Because, of course, Toast is a, couple foot tall halfling.
right. And is now steering the ship on his thug ladder.
Don't screw it up. We're heading for Dragonwood. Follow the Baron.
I'm sorry, but I hear like Toast being so excited that his squeal has become like a dog whistle at this point because of how high pitched
Yes,
it's become.
he's just leaking air at a really high frequency.
If he had a tail, it would be going fucking
Good.
bonkers.
Or maybe a frog whistle.
From the coast, you're
The montage that's inevitably going to come of Toast putting in a good faith effort at piloting this ship still involves him with his hands on the top of the wheel, his feet on the inside of the bottom of the wheel, not attached to anything,
Spinning
just
around.
grabbing on at the mercy of the wind.
Excellent. So,
I will say that upon your frog whistle like squeal, Pregnant does come above deck, and he's gonna want to help you.
So you're going to make, at advantage, an intelligence check with navigator's tools, which just means an intelligence check at advantage.
All right. 16 or 15. We'll take the 16.
Is it just a straight 16?
Well, it's a 15 plus 1.
Okay. So, yeah, you're able to successfully, with the help of Pregnant, which I'm very curious as to what the fuck that looks like, steer the ship properly enough to maintain your bearing
I think you're just on my shoulders, probably.
Yeah.
and head around the coast west.
He might not be nautical, but he's amphibious!
Wow, I think I want to call it there.
So we're riding off, just so I'm clear, we're riding off into the sunset. Toast is on Pregnant's shoulders and they're steering the ship as I'm going to sleep.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
And we'll see where they end up At some point in the future on Hapless Heroes.
Pregnard is quite the amphibious ambition.
No. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I physically couldn't. Hey guys, listen. We really appreciate you listening and joining us on this silly improvised adventure. And I just want to tell you, if you like us, you can find us on the internet. We're on such places as Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. You can also find us we have a subreddit /r/Hapless Heroes podcast. That'll take you, or I'm sorry, some of those places will point you to our Discord server, where we have lots of fun. We talk about strange things, like we had mentioned at the beginning of the episode, like
You're fucking nonsensical 12:30 brunch bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you're crazy. You're an
Yeah.
insane person.
All right, I will say the 4 o'clock, like you were saying, that's right out. 12:30, that's the heart of brunch.
yeah, but
it's
I
the
mean,
heart of brunch if you're already at brunch.
No.
but if you're sitting, okay,
You
yeah. So
can't.
hold on, let's hear that. Like, let's take that debate to Discord.
Brunch is
join our Discord.
10 to 11 because anything after that is lunch.
Talk brunch to us.
It's all times. It's all
Where
times.
is your cutoff for brunch? And then we're talking about butts in seats
Right.
after
Pancakes
noon,
in front of you.
after actual noon.
Well, because
but
we,
later than regular breakfast, which is around 6 to 8 in
right.
the morning.
Where do you cut off brunch, and does it solely become lunch?
and
let's-
I don't.
11 to 1.
I don't care about your thoughts. I care about the thoughts of our audience.
And I want to be specific in saying butts in seats because we come from large Italian families where a brunch meal might be a 3-hour meal where we're sitting down talking, but there's a
if you're-
designated start time.
If you're
for
eating
brunch.
from breakfast to the end of lunch, that is certainly brunch.
Just also to say, I haven't weighed in on this myself, so like, don't start rolling me into your wacky theories. I may have my own take, but I'll save it for when this episode airs. If you really, really, really like us, though, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. We deeply appreciate it. We love reading your kind words. You can also email us haplessheroes@gmail.com, like we had a fan do just this evening at the recording of this podcast. So Tanner writes us, "Hi, my name is Tanner. I just want to say that while I'm just recently discovering you guys, and I really enjoy your show. Haven't been able to get through enough of it, really. Seriously, I've listened to the first 40-ish episodes in a 3-week span, and I feel like
What? Oh my God.
yeah.
We don't deserve this person.
Tanner.
We do not deserve
And
this
I
person.
feel like I'm a part of your table when I listen to you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate you and you're awesome. Thanks, Tanner. We appreciate you. This
And
is
we
your,
think you're awesome.
Tanner,
5
you're
stars.
too good for us.
Yeah, this is a 5-star review of you, Tanner.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't deserve you.
Is there more stars than 5?
There's plenty
We're
more.
He's
gonna-
going to assign an arbitrarily large amount of stars.
Tanner, I've got my arm out right now, and you are at the table with us. Right here, buddy.
Whoa, Tanner.
Hey,
Whoa, hey.
what's up,
With
dude?
your brownish, bluish
Yeah.
eyes and your long, short hair.
Just making up what this person looks like.
Thank you.
You're such a nice fan of ours.
Yeah, from
And
the bottom.
so suave and like fashion savvy.
Right.
Wow.
More relaxed and chill.
Incredible.
Thanks for bringing some hors d'oeuvres and snacks for us too, buddy.
Oh, yeah, they brought some cocktail sausages. It's amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah. So thank you once again, really from the bottom of our hearts. It really, really warms us to the core when you write us such kind words. And if you really, 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 really like us, though, you can donate to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have some silly rewards, some behind-the-scenes audio, some bloopers, some unreleased episodes, access to our character sheets. I'm forgetting a bunch of things, but there's a whole lot of stuff on there. And you also get a shiny roll in our Discord server that shows just how much better than you are. I'm sorry, how much better you are than the unwashed masses below you. Although,
Which is the rest of our fan base.
to the unwashed masses,
Not to alienate the rest of you, but
But let's go ahead and alienate the
you are
rest.
just as important to me, and you know that because you've literally been talking to me almost every day.
I personally prefer the unwashed versus the washed masses.
Right. I mean, listen, to each their own. Washed, unwashed, like it's a matter of preference and taste.
I'm a big fan of hygiene.
I was about to bring taste into it actually. The unwashed, more flavor.
Yeah, great flavor. And speaking of unwashed,
Where are we going with this?
I'm just segueing to you.
Yeah, my unwashed brain will tell you that if you really love us, then create a blueberry cow hybrid. Yes, that's right. Study genetic modification and bioengineering and cross a blueberry with a cow, because as we all know, the cow and blueberry DNA does splice. James has his hand up, yes.
Is it a cow that makes blueberry milk or a blueberry that
makes
tastes
milk?
like beef?
We've already.
Or
we've
is it
all-
a blueberry that makes cows?
We've all seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
That's what I was
Factory.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super round and bloated blueberry cow, or a very small
Cow-like blueberry?
cow-shaped blueberry. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the
So it's
answer was
like-
yes
To both.
to
Yes.
both.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's up to you. But most importantly, people have to be able to eat it.
Okay.
And I'm knowledgeable in this subject, but as you will find out when you take your courses in genetic modification and bioengineering, that when you pair the magical splice combination of blueberries and cows and somebody eats that, they become super suggestible. And that's when you tell them to listen to Hapless Heroes podcast.
Then and only then.
Then and only then.
Right.
Because that's when they're at peak suggestibility.
Peak suggestibility, as we all know in the genetic modification, biological engineering
Blueberries
field
and beef.
arena.
Selected for
Yes,
suggestibility.
the
That's a
peak
great band.
suggestibility happens after the ingestion of the blueberry bovine hybrid.
I mean, that's what the CIA's been doing the whole time.
Yeah. We've all heard of Ronald Reagan's mind control jelly beans. What do you think's in those?
Cows.
Blueberry
Bovine
bovines.
hybrids.
Oh my
yes.
god. Well, with that being said, thank you again for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and outro this cast of characters. To my left, Zach as Pregnart,
Oh, goodbye.
John as Dr. Dedu,
Oh, it is very comfortable up here. I'm going to call this the goose's nest.
How long have you been waiting for that?
Like a couple minutes. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Can we get a honk for good measure? Dave as Toast Acre Grundle Plinth III.
As he goes around and around and around the steering wheel.
That
my
sounds like
God.
tetherball.
And James as the Dwarfson.
You need any liquor?
Liquor? I barely even know it.
Oh God! And with
Great way to get to know her. Hey-o.
and I guess I'm Francesco. I was your host and DM. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
A chorus of groans.
But I got a liquor guy if you need some.